Hey guys, it's Frank from Cruising with Wheels. Did you ever sit down for your first meal on a cruise, have high hopes, and then take your first bite and think to yourself, who the hell is cooking in that kitchen? Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about the top 7 unlucky meals we've had on a cruise. In this episode, Frank pushes back. Now, this episode was inspired by one of our YouTube subscribers, Angela Harrell. Thanks, Angela. Let's get this countdown going. Number 7 is a real irritant of ours. We just can't understand it. I guess maybe, I don't know. Does it seem that all the desserts in the buffet and in the main dining rooms are made with some kind of gelatin? I mean, seriously, you get all these great looking desserts, and trust me, they look fabulous. But when you start to eat them, they all taste like they're made with gelatin in them. I mean, I don't want a cake with gelatin in it. I don't want a cheesecake with gelatin in it. I mean, do they do that? And it's on it seems to be on the cruise, multiple cruise lines that we travel. What's with the gelatin? Do they use it as a preservative to make it last longer? I want real cheesecake, people. Real cheesecake. Don't screw me. And then there was the infamous NCLJ 2017 birthday cruise I had. My birthday cake, courtesy of the NCL staff. Thanks, NCL. The thought was really great. It came with the room decorations that Kevin paid for, but I was a little disappointed in my cardboard sawdust cake. It was awful. I took a bite or two and the entire cake had a big note on it, "Dear cabin steward, please take this away and throw it out." It was the most disgusting cake I have ever had. It was disappointing because you know me. I love me some cake. Coming in at number 6 was our latest cruise on the NCL Getaway. Yep, we were there with Dave and Darlene, and it was the last meal of the cruise. It was the night before we were gonna disembark, and we were at Savor Restaurant. And usually the night before we leave, I order something what I consider safe, like chicken. Easily digestible, should cause no complications, if you know what I'm saying. So I ordered the chicken breast stuffed with mozzarella and basil. Now that sounded really good. And it came with rice. Looked delish. Now, unfortunately for me, I didn't know and didn't realize that it wasn't boneless. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not saying it was a bad dish. Okay? Just to say it right there. But it was a bad dish for me. I don't eat any chicken with bones in it. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just one of those weird people. Chicken bones skeeve me out. It just skeeves me out. I'm sorry, I only buy boneless chicken here at the house. Whatever I cook for Kevin, boneless chicken breasts, boneless thighs, it's boneless. Though there is one tiny, tiny, tiny little exception. For some ungodly reason, Kevin loves chicken drumsticks. And I'm forced to cook them. I hold my nose, I think of pleasant thoughts, and I bake him his chicken legs. It's just gross. I don't know what. So anybody else that's skeeved out by chicken bones, comment below. I don't know, but it tasted good. I mean, I have to say it. The mozzarella, the basil, but I automatically, crazy, stupid me, stuffed chicken breast. I just thought it was boneless, so I thought it was safe. And then it came all filled with bones. Not for me. Coming in at number 5, we were on our NCL Bliss Alaskan cruise last June of 2018. And it was our first specialty restaurant dinner at Cagney's Steakhouse. Very disappointing. I ordered a 12-ounce strip steak. I didn't want to get anything too big, like a giant ribeye, whatever it was, 14-ounce, 16-ounce, I don't know. I thought, well, let me try the 12-ounce in a strip steak. And if that's too much, then the next time we eat at Cagney's, because we had 2 Cagney's dinners planned, I'll probably get the small little petite filet mignon, because, too much beef, not good for me. And it came, and it was so charred. It tasted, it didn't look it, but it tasted charred and burnt. And it was so tough, and it was difficult to cut. I was very disappointed in it. I didn't send it back because, again, it was a 12-ounce. I took a few bites, and, if I didn't finish it, I didn't finish it, because for me it was a lot of meat anyways. So if I had a little bit of it, along with, the rest of the accoutrements that came with it, because, you know me, I'm sure I had a Caesar salad before that, and there were probably, it came with something else. I was satisfied with that, but, we always said, never had a bad meal at Cagney's ever. This was the first time. It was very disappointing. But I have to say, a couple of nights later, we went back to Cagney's for a scheduled dinner, and I did pick the petite filet mignon, and it was delish. Now, coming in at number 4 was another NCL Bliss Alaskan cruise meal, and it was at La Cucina. And you probably maybe remember from our vlogs, we didn't have a good meal at La Cucina, but the worst of it was the salads. Now, Kevin usually starts with their basic mozzarella caprese salad, but they didn't have that on the menu, so he ordered the burrata caprese salad, and it was gross. It looked disgusting. Kevin said it tasted disgusting. It was slimy and mucusy and tasted gritty. I looked at it and I almost, lost it at the table, and I hadn't even eaten yet. So, yeah, I don't know. I, on the other hand, am used to ordering the classic Caesar salad. But again, they didn't even have that on their menu. So I ordered amongst the salads they have listed, which was mostly arugula, the ensalada mista. Now that came with kind of like nuts and raisins and strawberries, and I thought, well, that kind of sounded good. I'm not sure what dressing, but I could muster through it. I have to have a salad. Roughage with my meals is very important. So I ordered it. Oh my God, it was disgusting. It was absolutely horrible. So the most disappointing part of that La Cucina meal was the salads for both Kevin and myself. And again, we weren't too hot with the entrees. And thankfully, the meal was part of our perks, and they were free. And I rolled out and I said to the hostess when she said, "Did you enjoy the meal?" No. And thank God it was free, because I would have wanted my money back. Coming in at number 3 was our 2017 NCL Gem cruise. It was in February, and it was our Valentine cruise. And we ate, it was the first night of the cruise, and we ate in the main dining room, the Grand Pacific. I ordered the Veal Oscar, which I've had several times on a cruise, as well as in other restaurants, let's say in Cape Cod, in Provincetown. Love the Veal Oscar. Well, let me tell you, it was very disappointing. It came, it kind of looked, but I tried to give it a few bites. It was as tough as shoe leather. And I mean, I could barely cut it. I couldn't chew it. One bite and I was done. Again, it looked kind of, I don't hate that kind of grayish, nobody likes gray meat. It looked kind of grayish to me. I was very, very disappointed again. It was the first day of the cruise. And when you go through the Ho, flying in, and the Ho embarkation, it's an exhausting day. So when you get to your first meal of the cruise, you want it to be great, and it was very disappointing. And they came and I said, I'm sorry, I can't eat this. It's tough as shoe leather. I can't even chew it. And they were like, well, do you want something else? And I was exhausted. And I said, no, I'm not going to sit here. Well, we'll get you. Well, we have so many vegetarian dishes on the menu. And I said, who's talking vegetarian? Nobody be talking vegetarian. I don't know why you're offering me a vegetarian meal. Obviously I ordered the Veal Oscar. I'm not a vegetarian, so I don't know why you're talking that. And I said, no, I'm just gonna, I had, the bread, I had the salad. I'm sure we ordered an appetizer. I'm not gonna worry about the entree. Disappointing. We're just gonna move on with our lives. I was tired and I just wanted to go back to the cabin and wind down. Sorry, Jem, we love you, but it was a yucky meal. And oh my God, almost forgot to tell you. We ordered drinks. Kevin ordered a Cosmo, and I said, order me a whiskey sour, which is one of my favorites, though, I was only going to take a sip or two. It was worth it. You spend the money. I don't care. You can't take it with you. The two worst drinks ever. I don't know what was in that whiskey sour, but it wasn't a whiskey sour. And Kevin's Cosmo, he said, was disgusting. I took a sip. I don't know what that was all about. So those drinks were totally wasted as well. Coming in at number 2 was our Carnival Valor cruise in 2016. We were in the main dining room, and I think I ordered the grilled chicken with mushroom fettuccine. I love mushrooms. Sounded good to me. And this is what came. It was cold, overcooked, and gummy. I took my fork, I dug into the fettuccine, and it literally almost came up in one crazy giant gummy lump. Oh, overcooked pasta, cold, no, thank you. I was like, this is gross. I didn't eat it. And again, it was one of those, don't worry about it. Plenty of food on a cruise. No one's going to starve here, I'm pretty sure. And I had already had a salad and an appetizer, and again, certainly worried about missing out on an entree. We'll just go right to the dessert. Now, coming in at number 1 of the absolute worst was the Carnival Valor 2016. And let me tell you the story, because it just doesn't encompass the food. Poor Kevin. It encompasses the first night arriving in the main dining room. So I'll give you a little bit of that backstory that you might not remember from maybe one of my tales from the high seas that I'm sure I did on it. But we got down to the main dining room, and I'm in my wheelchair. Kevin's pushing me in, and so the hostess says, "Okay, I got a table for you right over here. Follow me." So Kevin's pushing me, and we're following her, and she's kind of taking us through the ins and outs of the main dining room. And so I'm going, I'm looking at Kevin going, where are we going? Where is she taking us? And we finally are like almost through the half of the dining room, and in the middle of the path is one of the giant pillars, okay, holding up the ship. Well, I can't get by in my wheelchair. There's no way. So he stops, and there we are in front of the pillar, and he goes, "Excuse me," and I go, "Well, this isn't going to happen." And she looks at us and says, "Well, he's just going to have to get up and walk the rest of the way." And we're like, "What? Who says that to someone in a wheelchair? What do you think, I'm in a wheelchair because I'm lazy? Are you kidding?" I was like, "No, this isn't happening." So Kevin kind of backs me up as much as he can and turns me around. And she comes, "Okay, well, let me find you another table." And we're like, "Yeah, you're going to have to find us another table because this ain't working." So she hands us a beeper. And she says, "It's going to be a bit. I need to get a table for you." And we're like, "No problem." So we take the beeper and we exit the dining room and we go out to the lounge, and there's music playing, and Kevin's thinking, "Well, I think I'm going to get a drink while we're out here." Well, okay, good idea. So we're sitting there, music's playing, he's drinking, and it wasn't bad, about 10 minutes, the beeper goes off. So we're like, "Okay, I think we're ready." So we go back in, we hand in our beeper, and she goes, "Come right over here," and we kind of make a right, and we turn, and we can't get through. There's all these people sitting here, and these tables and banquettes, and of course, their chairs are all sticking out. But on the other side is someone's giant scooter. So there's no way that someone in a wheelchair or another scooter could get through. And we're like, "We can't get through." And you know what the hostess says to us? Are you ready? Yeah, here it comes. "Well, he's just going to have to get up and walk the rest of the way." I'm like, "Girl, are you shitting me?" And I looked at her and I said, "Who says that to someone in a wheelchair? Are you kidding me?" I said, "I'm done. Let's go." So Kevin, he sees I'm getting the build up because I'm about to go blasting. So when I'm like that, he's always, hard to believe, but he's always becomes the opposite, the calm one. Just like when he's about to go railing off, I become the calm one. So we're always offset. So he says, "Listen, if we can just get these people to, pull in their chairs, I think we can squeeze by. It's not a big deal." So she goes to them, and I'm not kidding. She is like, I'm so sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, but if you could please move your chairs in, I'm so sorry." And she now kneels down. She's kneeling down on the floor in front of them, begging their forgiveness for interrupting their meal and somehow offending them by asking them just to pull in their chairs so that the man in the wheelchair can roll by. And I'm looking at Kevin going, what is wrong with this picture? I mean, she was more concerned and apologetic to them, and all they had to do was pull in their chairs, than she was to us, with the two instances of taking us to a table that we couldn't get to and twice telling me to get up and walk. I mean, it was just something wrong. So they like, oh yeah, no. They're like, oh wow, no problem. And they they scooch in their chairs. It took all of 2 seconds. And so we rolled by, and Kevin was like, thank you so much, I'm sorry. And they're like, oh gosh, don't worry about it, it's no problem. Meanwhile, she's like, I'm sorry to interrupt your dinner. Oh, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Oh God, forgive. We're like, what is her problem? So she seats us at this table for two. It's like right there. And it's kind of at a partition where they bring They have dishes and glasses. It's kind of like their little restaurant galley area. And so it was right there because, like, when you come in the restaurant and you make that right turn, it's right there. So it was nice to be close. We just kind of had to get by. Okay, so now that you've got the backstory of that first night there, Kevin orders his favorite meal on Carnival, which is their Southern fried chicken. And he's used to, he got it on the Conquest, and he got it on the Victory, and he loves his Southern fried chicken. Looks delish. Now, you know me, I don't do bones. So I was like, well, it looks delicious, and I will watch you eat it. But that's as far as I'm going to do. I'm going to have my own meal. So they come, he gets his fried chicken, I get my meal. I'm not sure what I ordered. But if it was chicken, it was boneless. And he cuts into it, and this is what he gets. Yep. Bloody, raw, uncooked chicken. It was disgusting. So he calls the hostess over, and he goes, I'm sorry, but I can't eat this. This is raw. This chicken is bloody raw. And she's like, oh, okay. All right, well, let me go get you another one. And he's like, okay, thanks. So she takes it away, gives it to a server, and off it goes. And the server comes back with another beautiful Southern fried chicken dinner for Kevin. And guess what? This is what he got the second time. Yeah, bloody raw chicken. Twice. So we call the server and the hostess over, and we're like, dudes, it's bloody and raw. You got a problem in the kitchen. Because if you brought me 2 chicken dinners and they're both bloody and raw, how many other people out here are getting bloody raw chicken dinners? Somebody needs to go back and tell the chef there's a problem with the chicken. So that was that whole ordeal. I'm not sure if Kevin even ordered a third dinner. I know if he did, it wasn't his Southern fried chicken. He wasn't going to go down that road again. He may not have even ordered anything else. He might have just been satisfied with his appetizer, salad. I don't know. I don't even remember. But yeah, it was not a good night. The whole experience getting into the dining room amidst all that drama and trauma, and then finally getting to a table and him getting excited over, ooh, Southern fried chicken, yes, and then having two bloody dinners brought to him was not a good look, Carnival. Sorry, but that ended up as our #1 worst dinner on the high seas. So, it was very disappointing, and there you have it. Very disappointing. But all in all, we've had some of the best meals on our cruises. I mean, we really have. And there haven't, with just these 7, if you count all the meals we've had, breakfast, lunch, dinner, complimentary dining rooms, specialty restaurants, because, we love the steakhouses and the Brazilian steakhouses, American steakhouses, Italian, French. Great dinners. It's not too bad looking at percentages, looking at the odds. We've had some great dinners. These just weren't them. And some things go bad. They go bad in the kitchen. They go bad with the chef. And sometimes they just go bad with us. And we just don't like them because it's not our taste. Doesn't mean that the meal was bad, because I'm sure other passengers and guests may like them, but we just didn't, as was the case with my mozzarella and basil stuffed chicken. Just wasn't for me. So, I want to thank you for joining me today on my latest episode of Frank Pushes Back. I want to remind all of you, if you're watching this video and you're not a regular family member of our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. And on behalf of Kevin and myself from Cruising with Whales, I want to remind all of you, travel safe and cruise often.